Taking responsibility is one of the foundational principles for personal growth and a well-structured life. It means accepting the consequences of one's actions, decisions, and even failures, rather than attributing them to external circumstances or blaming others. Jordan Peterson emphasizes the importance of responsibility as a path to meaning, arguing that without it, individuals drift aimlessly, lacking a sense of purpose. Responsibility is not merely a burden, but a necessary component of self-respect and dignity. It allows individuals to shape their own destinies, rather than being passive victims of fate. When people assume responsibility for their lives, they recognize that their choices matter, and that their efforts can influence the world in meaningful ways. One of the key aspects of taking responsibility is acknowledging that life is inherently difficult. Challenges, suffering, and setbacks are unavoidable, and the only way to navigate them effectively is by confronting them head-on. Those who refuse to take responsibility often find themselves trapped in cycles of blame and resentment, believing that external forces such as society, family, or bad luck are the reasons for their misfortune. While circumstances do play a role in shaping one's life, they do not define it entirely. Individuals who take responsibility understand that, regardless of their starting point, they have the power to improve their situations through effort and discipline. Taking responsibility also means setting goals and working toward them with determination. Many people fail to achieve their potential because they lack clear direction or are unwilling to commit to the work required for success. A responsible person does not wait for the perfect moment or ideal conditions. Instead, they act despite difficulties. They understand that meaningful achievements require effort, sacrifice, and perseverance. By setting realistic yet ambitious goals, individuals create a structure for their lives that fosters growth and fulfillment. Without responsibility, people are more likely to become passive, waiting for opportunities to come to them rather than actively seeking ways to improve their circumstances. Another crucial element of responsibility is the ability to own one's mistakes. Everyone makes errors in judgment, but responsible individuals learn from them rather than avoiding accountability. Admitting mistakes requires humility and courage, but it is essential for growth. When people refuse to take responsibility for their failures, they miss out on valuable lessons that could help them improve. In contrast, those who acknowledge their shortcomings can develop resilience and wisdom. They understand that failure is not a permanent condition, but a stepping stone to future success. This mindset allows individuals to make adjustments and continue progressing rather than becoming stagnant. Beyond personal growth, responsibility extends to relationships and communities. A responsible person does not only focus on their own well-being, but also considers their impact on others. They fulfill commitments, support their loved ones, and contribute to society in meaningful ways, whether in family, friendships, or professional. People who shirk responsibility often create chaos in their relationships, as they fail to follow through on promises or shift blame onto others when things go wrong. In contrast, those who accept responsibility strengthen their connections with others by demonstrating reliability and integrity. Responsibility also plays a significant role in mental health and self-worth. Individuals who take control of their lives tend to experience a greater sense of agency and fulfillment. When people blame external factors for their struggles, they often feel powerless and frustrated, leading to anxiety and dissatisfaction. By taking responsibility, individuals reclaim control over their lives, which can be empowering and motivating. Even in difficult circumstances, choosing to focus on what can be controlled rather than what cannot leads to a more resilient and positive mindset. Instead of being overwhelmed by challenges, responsible individuals see them as opportunities to grow stronger and more capable. Discipline is another critical component of responsibility. It is not enough to acknowledge the need for responsibility. One must also act consistently in alignment with that principle. Discipline involves making difficult choices, such as prioritizing long-term benefits over short-term pleasures. A responsible person does not indulge in excuses, but follows through on commitments, even when motivation fades. They understand that discipline is the foundation of success in any area of life, whether in career, health, or personal relationships. Small, consistent efforts over time lead to significant improvements, while neglecting responsibility results in stagnation or decline. Jordan Peterson often speaks about the importance of taking on the heaviest burden one can carry, not as a punishment, but as a means of personal transformation. He argues that meaning in life arises from responsibility rather than leisure or pleasure. When people accept responsibility, they find purpose in contributing to something greater than themselves. This could mean taking care of one's family, pursuing excellence in a career, or striving to make the world a better place. Avoiding responsibility may provide temporary comfort, but it ultimately leads to emptiness and regret. Those who embrace responsibility, even when it is challenging, discover a deeper sense of fulfillment. Taking responsibility is not about perfection, but about continuous improvement. It requires self-reflection, honesty, and a willingness to make changes. No one is born fully responsible. It is a skill that must be developed through practice. Every decision, no matter how small, is an opportunity to build a more responsible character. Over time, responsible choices compound, leading to a more stable and meaningful life. People who take responsibility do not see themselves as victims, but as active participants in shaping their destinies. They recognize that while they cannot control everything, they can always control their responses, attitudes, and efforts. Ultimately, taking responsibility is one of the most powerful principles for living a meaningful and successful life. It allows individuals to move beyond excuses and take charge of their own development. It fosters resilience, self-respect, and deeper connections with others. Instead of waiting for external circumstances to improve, responsible individuals take action to create better outcomes. They do not allow fear or discomfort to dictate their choices, but embrace the challenges of life with determination and integrity. In doing so, they build not only a better future for themselves, but also a more stable and constructive society. Setting clear goals is one of the most crucial aspects of making effective life decisions. Jordan Peterson emphasizes that having a well-defined aim provides direction, purpose, and motivation, allowing individuals to navigate life with greater confidence and success. Without clear goals, people tend to drift aimlessly, feeling lost, unmotivated, and overwhelmed by the complexities of existence. The process of clarifying one's goals requires deep introspection, honesty, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about what one truly desires and what stands in the way of achieving it. One of the first steps in clarifying goals is understanding that they must be personally meaningful rather than imposed by external influences. Many people pursue careers, relationships, or lifestyles based on societal expectations, family pressures, or fleeting desires rather than what genuinely aligns with their values and interests. This often leads to dissatisfaction and frustration because their goals do not resonate with their inner sense of purpose. But Peterson suggests that individuals must take the time to explore what they genuinely want, independent of societal pressures, and align their goals with their true aspirations. This requires honest self-reflection and the courage to acknowledge what truly matters to them, even if it means making difficult choices. Another essential aspect of clarifying goals is breaking them down into manageable steps. A vague or overly ambitious goal can feel overwhelming and lead to procrastination. Instead of setting a broad objective like, I want to be successful, it is far more effective to define specific, concrete goals, such as, I want to develop a skill in graphic design and secure a job in the field within the next year. This clarity not only makes progress measurable, but also enhances motivation by providing a clear sense of direction. Peterson often stresses the importance of incremental progress, explaining that even small steps taken consistently can lead to significant achievements over time. A critical component of setting clear goals is ensuring they align with personal values. When goals are not rooted in genuine values, they can become a source of internal conflict rather than fulfillment. For example, if someone prioritizes creativity and freedom but chooses a high-paying corporate job solely for financial security, they may experience deep dissatisfaction despite their material success. By aligning goals with values, individuals create a sense of meaning in their pursuits, making challenges and obstacles more bearable. Peterson frequently highlights that meaning is what sustains people through difficulties, and having meaningful goals provides the necessary motivation to push forward even when faced with setbacks. In addition to defining and breaking down goals, it is important to regularly reassess and refine them. Life circumstances, personal growth, and new experiences can change a person's priorities, making it necessary to adapt their goals accordingly. Holding on to outdated or irrelevant goals can lead to frustration and stagnation. Instead, individuals should periodically reflect on their progress and make adjustments as needed. This flexibility allows for continuous personal development and ensures that goals remain aligned with evolving aspirations. Peterson encourages individuals to ask themselves difficult questions about whether their current pursuits still hold meaning, and to be willing to course correct when necessary. A significant barrier to goal clarity is fear. Fear of failure, judgment, or making the wrong choice. Many people avoid setting concrete goals because they are afraid of committing to something that might not work out. However, Peterson argues that avoiding decisions out of fear only leads to a more chaotic and unfulfilling life. By confronting fears directly and taking responsibility for their choices, individuals can overcome this paralysis and move forward with greater confidence. He often speaks about the necessity of embracing challenges rather than avoiding them, as struggle and growth are essential components of a meaningful life. Another important factor in goal setting is the need for balance. While ambition is valuable, setting unrealistic or excessively rigid goals can lead to burnout and disappointment. It is essential to strike a balance between pushing oneself toward improvement and recognizing limitations. Peterson often discusses the importance of setting goals that are both challenging and attainable, ensuring that individuals experience a sense of accomplishment rather than constant frustration. A well-balanced goal-setting approach involves setting high standards while also allowing for self-compassion and flexibility in the face of obstacles. Social support and accountability also play a key role in achieving clarity in goals. Surrounding oneself with people who encourage growth, provide constructive feedback, and hold one accountable can significantly impact one's ability to stay on track. Peterson frequently emphasizes the value of meaningful relationships and how they can influence personal development. Having mentors, supportive friends, or a community that shares similar aspirations can provide guidance and motivation, making it easier to stay committed to one's goals. Finally, Peterson highlights the importance of acting with integrity when pursuing goals. A clear goal should not come at the expense of ethical considerations or personal well-being. Compromising values or engaging in dishonest behavior to achieve success ultimately leads to regret and dissatisfaction. He stresses that genuine success comes from aligning one's goals with principles of honesty, responsibility, and fairness. By ensuring that the pursuit of goals does not lead to harm or moral compromise, individuals can achieve a deeper sense of fulfillment and self. Clarifying goals is not a one-time process, but a lifelong endeavor that requires continuous reflection, adjustment, and commitment. By setting goals that are meaningful, specific, and aligned with personal values, individuals create a roadmap for their lives that leads to greater purpose. Overcoming fear, maintaining balance, seeking support, and acting with integrity all contribute to the successful realization of one's aspirations. Peterson's philosophy emphasizes that taking responsibility for one's life and making deliberate choices is the key to achieving a life that is both successful and meaningful. Seeking truth and meaning is one of the most profound and transformative pursuits in life. Jordan Peterson often emphasizes that individuals must strive for truth, not just in what they say, but in how they live. The search for truth is not merely about acquiring factual knowledge, but about aligning one's actions, beliefs, and values with a deeper sense of reality. This process is difficult and often uncomfortable, yet it is essential for a fulfilling and purpose-driven life. Truth serves as a foundation upon which individuals can build a stable existence. Without truth, people are prone to deception, both from external sources and from themselves. Self-deception is one of the most insidious threats to personal growth. People often rationalize their actions, justify bad habits, and avoid acknowledging painful realities because the truth can be unsettling. However, living in falsehood leads to instability, anxiety, and suffering. When individuals commit to truth, they gain clarity, integrity, and a sense of direction. Their actions align with their values, and they cultivate trust in themselves and others. Meaning, closely tied to truth, gives life depth and purpose. Many people struggle with feelings of emptiness, even when they achieve conventional success. They may have wealth, status, or material comforts, yet still feel unfulfilled. This is because meaning is not derived from external achievements alone, but from engaging in pursuits that resonate deeply with one's values and contribute to something greater than oneself. Meaning is found in responsibility, relationships, creative endeavors, and personal development. It is cultivated through commitment, sacrifice, and the courage to confront life's difficulties. One of the most significant barriers to truth and meaning is the avoidance of suffering. Many individuals seek comfort and pleasure as a way to escape pain, but this often leads to a shallow existence. Peterson argues that life is inherently difficult and that true fulfillment comes from facing challenges head-on. By acknowledging suffering as an inevitable part of life, individuals can begin to find meaning in their struggles rather than running from. This shift in perspective allows them to endure hardships with resilience and to grow from adversity. Truth and meaning are not static concepts, but require continuous effort. People must actively seek out truth in their personal lives, in their relationships, and in society. This means questioning assumptions, being open to new perspectives, and having the humility to admit when they are wrong. It also requires integrity, the willingness to act in accordance with one's values, even when it is difficult. The values neither apply to our vanity nor follow our lead in issue. To reply in response, many people compromise their integrity for the sake of convenience, social approval, or short-term gain, but this ultimately erodes their sense of self-worth. Living truthfully means standing by one's principles, even in the face of opposition. The pursuit of meaning often involves embracing responsibility. Peterson suggests that individuals should take on as much responsibility as they can bear, as this is where meaning is found. This responsibility may come in the form of family, career, personal growth, or contributions to the community. When people take responsibility, they shift from a passive to an active role in their own lives. They become architects of their destiny rather than victims of circumstance. This sense of agency fosters confidence and a deeper connection to the world. Another crucial aspect of seeking truth and meaning is the willingness to engage in honest dialogue. Many conflicts, whether personal or societal, stem from a refusal to communicate openly. People often avoid difficult conversations because they fear confrontation or rejection. However, honest and thoughtful communication is essential for resolving misunderstandings. Speaking truthfully requires courage, but it also builds trust and respect. When individuals commit to honesty in their interactions, they create deeper connections and a more authentic way of living. Truth and meaning are also deeply connected to personal growth. Individuals who stagnate, who refuse to challenge themselves, or who cling to outdated beliefs often find themselves trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction. Growth requires discomfort, the willingness to explore the unknown, and the ability to learn from mistakes. This means setting ambitious goals, pushing beyond perceived limitations, and constantly refining one's understanding of the world. The search for truth is a lifelong journey, and those who embrace it with an open mind continue to evolve and thrive. Ultimately, seeking truth and meaning is about striving to become the best version of oneself. It is not an easy path, but it is the most rewarding. Those who dedicate themselves to truth cultivate wisdom, resilience, and a sense of purpose that sustains them through life's hardships. They build meaningful relationships, contribute to their communities, and leave a lasting impact on the world. In a society where distraction and superficiality are rampant, the commitment to truth and meaning stands as a powerful antidote, one that leads to a life of depth, fulfillment, and purpose. Life is full of challenges, and the way we respond to them defines our character and the trajectory of our future. Facing challenges head-on is a principle that requires courage, resilience, and a commitment to growth. Avoiding difficulties may offer temporary relief, but it often leads to greater suffering in the long run. Confronting obstacles directly, however, builds strength, sharpens problem-solving skills, and fosters a sense of purpose. Challenges come in many forms: personal struggles, professional setbacks, relationship difficulties, and unexpected life events. The natural instinct of many people is to shy away from discomfort, to postpone dealing with problems, or to seek the easiest path. While this response may seem practical in the moment, it can create lingering anxiety, unresolved issues, and a growing sense of helplessness. When problems are ignored, they tend to grow larger, making them even more intimidating when they eventually demand attention. Facing challenges head-on the other hand, means acknowledging them as soon as they arise and actively seeking solutions. This proactive approach not only resolves immediate difficulties, but also builds confidence and competence. Courage is a fundamental trait required to deal with adversity. Fear often paralyzes individuals, preventing them from making necessary decisions or taking action in difficult situations. However, courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. Developing courage begins with small acts of bravery, speaking up when something feels wrong, stepping outside one's comfort zone, or taking responsibility for mistakes. Over time, these small acts accumulate, strengthening an individual's ability to confront more significant challenges without hesitation. Resilience plays an equally important role in facing difficulties. Life is unpredictable and setbacks are inevitable. The ability to recover from failure and disappointment determines whether a person moves forward or remains stuck in a cycle of self-doubt. Resilient individuals do not see failure as a defining moment, but as a learning opportunity. They analyze what went wrong, adapt their approach, and try again with a renewed perspective. This mindset transforms obstacles from insurmountable barriers into stepping stones for growth. Resilience is developed through experience. Each time a person overcomes hardship, they gain the strength to tackle future challenges with greater confidence. One of the most powerful ways to confront adversity is through personal responsibility. When people blame external circumstances or other individuals for their problems, they surrender control over their lives. Taking responsibility for one's actions, choices, and circumstances allows for a shift in perspective. Instead of feeling powerless, individuals recognize their ability to influence outcomes through effort and determination. Accepting responsibility does not mean assuming blame for everything that happens, but acknowledging that one has the power to respond constructively to any situation. This approach fosters problem-solving skills and prevents people from becoming victims of their circumstances. Having a clear sense of purpose also makes it easier to face challenges head-on. When individuals have a strong vision for their future, obstacles become temporary setbacks rather than permanent roadblocks. A compelling purpose provides motivation to push through difficult times and endure hardships with a sense of meaning. Without direction, challenges may feel overwhelming, leading to feelings of despair and apathy. However, those who have defined goals are more likely to persevere because they understand that struggles are part of the journey toward achieving something significant. One of the greatest mistakes people make when faced with challenges is seeking to escape through avoidance, distractions, or unhealthy coping mechanisms. While these temporary solutions may provide momentary relief, they ultimately compound the problem. Procrastination, denial, and escapism only delay the inevitable confrontation with reality, often making the situation worse. Developing a habit of addressing problems immediately prevents them from escalating and allows for a quicker resolution. Instead of avoiding difficult conversations, making excuses, or hoping problems disappear on their own, individuals who take immediate action experience less stress and greater peace of mind. Another important aspect of facing challenges is embracing discomfort. Growth does not happen in the absence of struggle. Every significant achievement in life requires stepping into the unknown, enduring hardship, and pushing beyond limitations. Whether it is learning a new skill, building a career, maintaining a relationship, or improving one's health, Progress is always accompanied by discomfort. Those who become comfortable with being uncomfortable are more likely to succeed because they understand that struggle is part of the process. Instead of resisting difficulty, they welcome it as a sign of growth. Support systems also play a crucial role in overcoming adversity. While facing challenges requires personal effort, seeking guidance and encouragement from others can make the process more manageable. Friends, mentors, family members, and professional advisors provide valuable perspectives, motivation, and practical assistance. Surrounding oneself with people who encourage resilience and perseverance fosters a mindset that embraces challenges rather than fears them. At the same time, offering support to others in their struggles creates a sense of community and reinforces one's own ability to handle difficulties. Maintaining a balanced perspective is essential when dealing with obstacles. Challenges often feel overwhelming because they are viewed in isolation rather than as part of a larger narrative. When individuals take a step back and assess their difficulties in the broader context of their lives, they often realize that setbacks are temporary and manageable. Developing a long-term mindset prevents the tendency to exaggerate the severity of problems and enables a more rational, solution-focused approach.